All right, cyber traders, let's get after it. Welcome on back this afternoon, Thursday, November 30th. Great to see my friends Andrea, Phil, Scott, and all of us live inside our live trading room. Just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Should be good to go across the board there and across the board on social media at Cyber Trading U. Always look to follow and subscribe us right there on all of our social media streams and platforms to know when we're going live, when we're streaming, etc. So, with that said, Minim Inc. I guess that's the name of the company. Had a huge pop up in pre-market. Obviously, it's up over nearly 800% at this point. It was up over 1,000% at one point in pre-market. Now, heading into the afternoon, normally a stock like this typically doesn't make a second big move into the close. It's up like 750%. How much more could you expect? Well, take a look at VVOS, right? Just about 24 hours ago yesterday, we wrote this stock off saying, yeah, I mean, this thing is just not really worth it going into, 2 o'clock, 2:30, and then out of nowhere, it was pretty much during this meeting, pop. And then it ended up continuing up even more, up to $50. But obviously, look at where it is today. So MINM, all right, I'll put it on our watch list. Keyword watch. It's not the CTU, you must trade this stock list, right? We always like to say that because hopefully there's plenty of other trades that we could work with going into the close. So between our scanners that we have here, of course, we'll break out our trusty Benzinga Pro, which we love here, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Let's actually just rip it right from top to bottom now because we got class coming up later on this afternoon. The phase 2 stock course continuing along, discussing more buying opportunities just with time and sales again. But Pixie ended up making a nice little pop late morning, topped off. This definitely being a lower high here. Pass on that now. And we'll pretty much just keep going through. A quick little shout out to our friend Leda, just resting up at home right now. I know she'll be just on the couch for a couple days, hopefully back by, if not early next week, then we shall see, but wishing her the best. But BMEA here, nice higher low, pushing up towards $15 right now. The issue on this stock, I'm not really too thrilled with the liquidity, not really a big fan of the volume on the order book. I'll put this on our side list if you need me to. Victoria's Secret looks like this is VSCO, big pop earlier, but very choppy now. I don't like chop. Pass on that. And we keep it going. I'm just kind of sift through here, seeing if there's anything looking pretty decent. This big lots trade actually is looking pretty decent in terms of trend and in terms of liquidity on the book. A little thin, but good spread. Typically has a tight spread. It's at the VWAP right now, so I would treat that to be significant as resistance, 544 to 550, that 50-cent level on top. Yeah, I don't mind adding this here. Give this a quick look here. Big lots joining us here. Zuo, GSM sticking at the highs here, but a little flat for the meantime. I'll pass on it. Put it on the side list though. GSM. Maybe I'll come back to it. Markets were down today, dropping off just a little before. Had a small bounce actually heading into this meeting, so hopefully a lot more of that heading into the afternoon. But otherwise Snapchat had a nice pop at the open, but obviously lower highs since. Been a bit of a pullback afterwards. TGTX, familiar name, not a whole lot happening there. UEC, uranium stock, right? This one has been on our radar on and off for a little while now. Just very steady trend dating back to May, June time even, and now pushing back up towards the highs that we had back from like a week or two ago. So you got UEC, you got Quadruple U, which is another uranium stock, and then CCJ. Those are the three that we tend to focus on here when uranium is moving. So I like UEC. I like CCJ here. But, the other one, Quadruple U, is actually right below UEC. I like the other two more. You don't need to trade every single one like the crypto stocks we say. Anytime I call out Mara and that's pumping up nice, Riot's right there with it, but you don't need to call it out. It's going with it. So, it's just kind of the whole sector making a push. Beyond Meat, hey, This is kind of on its own accord right now as well, making a nice little pop here. BYND. We'll take a look at the news here really briefly. Actually, break open our trusty Benzinga Pro for that one as we love. So take a look here. This is from November 9th. Here we are, November 30th. There is no given news out on BYND here today, it seems. And trust me, Benzinga is up to date. So with that said, hey, there's no news. There doesn't need to be news. We'll put this on our list, see if this can make its own move on its own accord. Maybe just day traders trying to pump it up. And over time, this stock has taken a huge hit too, to where eventually shorts will look to want to cover the more it pumps up anyway. You had Sunrun making a nice little pop earlier before. It's trying to get back up to the highs, actually. I don't mind coming back to this, if anything. I'll put that on the side list. Reconsider that in a bit. Array, this is also at the high of the day here, too. Our friend Michael D, probably a happy camper with those two stocks. I know he typically likes trading both of those. All right, now we're pretty much below 5. We're actually below 5% already looking at Array. So there's probably a lot that might look like this that will at least keep on the side on the back burner for right now. Let me just hop over to the losers list though here. There we go. Just jack up the volume criteria. All right, so all the runners from the last few days, the VVOS, RDHL, FUV, MNY, CDIO, and keep going down this whole list here. All the top percent gainers from the last few days are now your top percent losers. This thing's been through the spin cycle. Look at this. Daily chart from 10 down to sub 2, maybe even sub 1, that is. Yeah. And then back up to 4 and change. Maybe that is 5 even. And then back to, yeah, that's a wild one. All right. ARWR. This one we've been familiar with, and it's actually at the lows, but really flat though for right now. I don't have a great need to add that just yet. If it was showing even further direction, like breaking lower as we're talking, if it wasn't as flat for the last like 2 hours, then maybe I'd be interested. AAOI. Now this one ended up making a nice pop for us back on Monday this week, and then, well, right back down towards that same area, the open price for Monday this week. And again, same deal with this. I'm not too interested in a dead cat bounce per se. It's down 11%, but I'm not expecting a full recovery up towards 1360-ish, 1370. Again, if it was breaking lower, that's really what you want to focus on here for a stock on the loser side. This is at the lows, dropping off a little too close to the ground floor there, I'd say, though. Same with this. All right. If there's anything else, folks, looking good on the way up, let me know. On the way down here, too, if there's anything that we just didn't really check out just yet. GameStop, another runner from yesterday. Top percent gainer becomes top percent loser. All these are like pretty cheap stocks or stocks that we've traded in the past, but I could tell like otherwise aren't really going to be good shorts. That's it. Like Blink, Lucid, some of the EV companies, some of the crypto stocks. They're not worth it right now. I can just tell you right now. All right, so if there's anything else looking good, folks, not trying to expedite it here, but we do have class ahead at 3:05 Eastern time. The phase 2 stock course continuing along today. Digging further into the tape, time and sales. And with that said, hey, we'll look to further discuss opening bell prints, closing bell, halt prints, what happens when a stock actually even gets halted and reopens up. So there's a lot more to dig into there. All right, so again, let me know if there's anything else looking good. I got AMPE popping up on my Benzinga scanner. Look at that. Yep, right on cue. Look at that. It's a big one. It's up like 32% in the last 5 minutes. That's how you look to use these scanners from Benzinga. But yeah, for right now, it's definitely going to add AMPE right away to our watch list. That makes it about 6 stocks in total. So we don't need to have a big list here, folks. I like what we got. I think I had like 2 on our side list I said I'd get back to if I needed to. Let's jump to 1 or 2 more here. East, yeah, when Benzinga is pumping stocks like these out. Ooh, the MBSE here. I guess it wasn't on my scanner as much because it was below $1 throughout most of the day. Had a couple flash pops above it just earlier, but then really a strong break just before, held above it just recently as well, and moving on up to 150. Wow, I'm surprised I missed this just up until now, but this one also just popped up from Benzinga. So two good ones. Nice. AMPE and NBSE. All right, so going once, going twice, going three times. Not trying to rush you, but again, we got class on ahead in just about 20, 25 minutes. Want to make sure our students have enough time to click the link, make sure they're prepped away. I'm going to join class early. We'll have a small little discussion pre-class, just going over at least the list and just kind of going over miscellaneous questions if you have any. But hey, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Once again, at Cyber Trading You. Be a friend, tell a friend. Just make sure that you're subscribed right on all of our social media streams and platforms. But if you're interested in joining us inside our live trading room, scan that QR code just on the top left of the stream. Just otherwise go to ctu.co/trial to sign up for a week-long trial. Join our students like Bill, Kathleen, Richard, Rod, and all of us otherwise inside the trading room there. We look forward to having Leda back at least early next week as well. Wishing her the best. Should she be watching this meeting on YouTube? But otherwise for all of us here just in the trading room, hey, best of luck trading going into the close. I look forward to seeing most of us coming up in class. Take care.